Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through some of the problems on the 12.4 worksheet about the discriminant. Okay, on this we're going to find the value of the discriminant and then describe the nature of solutions, then find the X intercepts. Okay, so on these you got to make sure that they equal 0, which all of these actually equal 0. If it didn't equal 0, you'd have to move whatever is over on one side to make sure you get one side equal to 0, move everything else away. So we don't have to worry about that. So in this one here, we got A is 3, B is 4, and C is negative 32. So the discriminant for this one here is going to be B squared, which is 4 squared. Now we got minus 4 times A, which is 3, times C, which is negative 32. So to come up with that, we got 4 squared is 16 minus 4 times 3 times negative 32, right? And we get 400. Okay, so since it's not 0, that means that there's 2 solutions. Since it's positive, it's going to be 2 real solutions. Okay, so find the value of the discriminant, 400. Describe the nature of solutions. We get 2 real solutions. Now find the X intercepts. So to find the X intercepts, what we really need to do, you either need to factor these out or plug them into the quadratic equation. I am going to elect to plug these into the quadratic equation. This one actually would work out by factoring, but I don't think it's going to be a nice one, because look, 3 times 32 give us 96. Yeah, I don't want to find the factors in 96. So anyway, quadratic equation. So we got x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, right? So in this case here, we got x equals negative b, which is 4, plus or minus, now we actually already did the b squared minus 4ac, so we know that this is going to be plus or minus the square root of 400, all over 2 times a, which is 3. So we get x equals negative 4, plus or minus the square root of 400 is 20. All over 2 times 3 is 6. So we're going to get x equals negative 4 plus 20 over 6 and negative 4 minus 20 over 6. Okay, so negative 4 plus 20 is what, 16? Divided by 4, not by 4, but divided by 6 gives us 2.67. And then if we do negative 4 and negative 20 is negative 24. Divided by 6 is going to be negative 4, isn't it? Yep. And negative 4. So these are the X intercepts, 2.67 and negative 4. All right? Okay. Number 3, A equals 8. B equals 7, C equals negative, not 7, but 11. And we're going to plug that into just the discriminant. So we've got 7 squared minus 4 times A, which is 8, times C, which is negative 11. And let's see what that gives us. Okay, so 7 squared is 49 minus 4 times 8 times negative 11. 401 is our discriminant, so that means since it's not 0, there's 2 solutions. It's positive, so it's going to be 2 real solutions. Okay, and now find the X intercepts, so we'll plug that into the quadratic. X equals negative b, which is 7. Oops. Plus or minus the square root of 401, because that's the part that's in the discriminant. That's a 401. All over 2 times a, which is 8. So we get x equals negative 7 plus or minus, let's see if 401 simplifies. I don't think it's gonna, but let's double check. Yep, 401. And then 2 times 8 is 16. And we can simply just leave it like that. You can plug it into your calculator to find the actual decimal answers if you want, but this will work just fine for what we're doing. All right, number 5. A is 12, B is negative 10, C is 11. So we get, in our discriminant, we've got negative 10 squared minus 4 times A, which is 12, times C, which is 11. And let's see what that gives us. 10 squared is 100, minus 4 times 12 times 11. Negative 428. Okay, so there's our discriminant. Since it's not 0, it's going to be 2 solutions. Since it's negative, it's going to be complex solutions. Meaning, when you graph these over here, since you have 2 real solutions, the graphs are going to look something like this, where it actually crosses through the x-axis. This here, since they're complex solutions, the graph is going to be up above the x-axis where there are no x-intercepts. So just so you know what the difference between those. All right, so to find what our complex, actually, well, here's the thing. Since we know that it's complex solutions, there are no x-intercepts. So it says find the x-intercepts. There are no x-intercepts. Okay, and now we're done because you don't have to worry about that anymore, because you can't find what isn't there. All right, last one. 4k squared plus 4k plus 1 equals 0. A is 4, B is 4, C is 1. So in our discriminant, we get B, which is 4 squared, minus 4 times A, which is 4, times C, which is 1. So 4 squared is 16. Negative 4 times 4 is negative 16, times 1 is negative 16. And that gives us 0. That's our discriminant. So since it's 0, now we know we have one real solution. Okay? And so what's going to happen when it's 0 is, again, I don't know exactly where it's going to hit, but what's going to happen is it's going to come down and it's just going to bounce off of the x-axis at one spot. That's why this is just one real solution. Okay? So let's find out where that one spot is. X equals, plug it in the quadratic, negative 4 plus or minus. We already figured out that the inside of that b squared minus 40c is 0, all over 2 times a, which is 4. So we get x equals negative 4 plus or minus 0 doesn't do us anything, over 8. So it's going to intersect at negative 1/2. That's our x intercept, is negative 1/2. So if this were truly it, this would be at negative 0.5. Okay? All right, that's all we have for the 12.4 worksheet on the discriminant. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.